revealed 6,500 migrant workers have died in Qatar as it gears up for World Cup Global Development.
Here's a summary of the article.
More than 6,500 migrant workers from India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka have died in Qatar since it won the right to host the World Cup 10 years ago, The Guardian can reveal. Data from India, Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka revealed there were 5,927 deaths of migrant workers in the period 2011 to 2020. While death records are not categorized by occupation or place of work, it is likely many workers who have died were employed on these World Cup infrastructure projects, says Nick McGeehan, a director at Fair Square Projects, an advocacy group specializing in labor rights in the Gulf. There have been 37 deaths among workers directly linked to construction of World Cup stadiums, of which 34 are classified as non-work related by the event's organizing committee. A report from Qatar government's own lawyers in 2014 recommended that it commission a study into the deaths of migrant workers from cardiac arrest, and amend the law to allow for autopsies in all cases of unexpected or sudden death. The Qatar government says that the number of deaths, which it does not dispute, is proportionate to the size of the migrant workforce and that the figures include white-collar workers who have died naturally after living in Qatar for many years. The committee organizing the World Cup in Qatar, when asked about the deaths on stadium projects, said, "We deeply regret all of these tragedies and investigated each incident to ensure lessons were learned. We have always maintained transparency around this issue and dispute inaccurate claims around the number of workers who have died on our projects."
This post received a score of 65,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Fuck this entire situation. And fuck FIFA while we're at it.
The deaths are proportionate to the size of the migrant workforce, according to the Qatar government. Fuck that noise.
My brother-in-law worked on the new Minnesota Vikings stadium as a safety engineer. They had one worker who passed away from a tragic accident by falling down the roof. It was the biggest deal for him and was pretty devastated for weeks about the situation. They ended up changing tons of rules and regulations because of it, and it was all over the local news at the time. And Qatar's statement is, that's about the right amount of deaths for how many workers we have. What the fuck lol?
Yeah, like what fucking metric are you measuring with? We usually have WAAAAY more deaths, like oh okay sound unsafe as fuck. Cool.
The metric is somewhere between slaves and kidnapped indentured servitude.
Working in the desert heat with no AC.
Or clean water.
But FIFA is getting paid though, so it's all fine.
Modern day slavery and nothing is going to get done about it.
Companies are fighting tooth and nail to protect it too. From the enslaved workers in China, the sweatshops in Asia to the plantations in India, Africa and Latin America to prostitution rings in West. Edit, American prisons. Too. Seems high in demand.
Oh believe me, corporations would love to bring that shit over here as well. Why shouldn't Americans work 14-hour shifts and make subsistence wages? What makes them so much better than Latin or Asian workers? And half the country would TKA it up the butt with a smile. BC free markets and profit trumps everything else. Some of these people would let a company give their kids cancer for money lol. See weird cancer rates in kids in fracking-heavy counties. They are already letting their kids get cancer.
Well, not their own kids. Some other kids.
Would actually like to know if anyone living in an area affected by fracking is supporting it. Surely someone has to be excited that their shower is one spark away from being a flamethrower.
It brings jobs, for a while, anyways, and passive income for landowners, and not everybody has visibly contaminated water. It's easy to ignore things when the consequences won't show up for a decade or two, and where I live, everybody will assume it's from coal power waste lol sad face.
Then after 2 decades just say, we didn't know this would happen, and you're absolved of all blame even if you knew it would.
My girlfriend's dad worked construction in Qatar, and he said companies would put 15 workers into a 2-bedroom apartment near the site. Edit, I am now aware thanks to many replies that this happens outside of Qatar as well.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.